clothing, to equipment, weapons. What is real? How do you define real?
This isn't real.
Is it really so hard to believe? This is the world that you know. It exists now only as part of a neural interactive simulation. You've been living in a dream world, Neo. This is the world as it exists today.
Whether it's ancient combat or modern sport, winning is what it's all about.
I have to conquer a skill that I know absolutely nothing about.
But how do you win?
Basically, you're fully equipped now. Let's have a look at you. With your mail hauberk, your coif, your helmet, your...
No. I don't believe it. It's not possible.
I didn't say it would be easy, Neo. I just said it would be the truth.
Stop. Let me out. Let me out! I want out!
Hello my dearest noble ones, welcome back to my channel. This is the Metatron speaking, and here we are back with some more debunking. You know, because I might as well, since I started this debunking crusade, I might as well continue. But for this week, I have decided to leave Mr. Full Metal Jacket alone, at least for a few days. And I have found this gentleman here. Now, I would like to just start by saying that, you know, I really respect him as an individual. I understand that he's only doing his job. So what I am attacking with this video is not him directly. I'm attacking first the people who write the scripts for him and the people who organize this all kind of episodes and series. And secondly, what I'm really attacking here is not entertainment, is misinformation. That is what I'm attacking. So having said this, I would like to begin by saying, you know, I don't even need actually to make a debunking video. I don't even need to. Why don't I need to make a video? Because of this statement that we can listen to again together. This one here.
I have to conquer a skill that I know absolutely nothing about.
You see, after this, I think all I need to say is thank you very much for watching, and remember, the Metatron has spread his... Okay, I'm joking, I won't finish the video here. I will make the actual video, but I'll continue with the video. But the thing is that this one already here states that what we are going to see in this episodes and shows is pure entertainment, not historical education. So this one should already kind of clarify things, but unfortunately that's not how it is. Why is it not like this? For a simple reason, that the beginning, the first part of the show, which I won't show you here, but because there isn't much to debunk there, is actually quite correct, superficial but correct. And as long as it's correct, even if something is superficial, is absolutely fine, because very deep historical discussions can be good for certain people, but if you are addressing other kinds of people who wish to just have an overall understanding and don't have much basis, historical basis, academical basis, then it's perfectly fine. The problem is that the first part is correct, historically speaking, gives proper information that he probably read 37 seconds before filming the actual video, but I understand. The problem is that in the second part, what we have is, yes, you guessed it, a test.
But this was the state-of-the-art defense from the 4th century to the 14th, 1,000 years. The question is, how good really was it?
To answer that question, we're putting our squires up against a perfectly defenseless shirt of mail.
And that is the problem, okay? Because if you want to make a full entertainment video, just make that. But if you give historical information first, then people will assume that what you're showing afterwards is also historically correct, and it's not. So let's have a look at that together.
It might stop arrows fired from a distance, but not from close range.
And here we are. Pause. Stop. Back with the same problem. That's not armor. And I think if you've been watching my videos lately, I think you already know what that is. But for those people who are watching this video for the first time, this kind of debunking videos for the first time that I've been making, that is not armor. That is costume armor. It's good for LARP, not good for historical tests. Simply because costume armor does not function as armor. Like, oh my goodness, I can't believe they're doing this again. I can't believe it. why are these shows so popular? And it might be even deceiving, because some people could say, well, these are arrows, and we know that the reason why they developed plate armor is also because it was better resistant, for example, against arrows. Yeah, that's true. That some real arrows, if you were using real war bows, could penetrate mail armor. However, I strongly doubt that they are using war bows. We don't know, they're not telling us anything, but considering that none of them is an archer, you need quite a few years and need to be very strong to use an actual war bow, and probably they're not using that. What kind of arrowheads are they using? We don't know. We know nothing, absolutely, as far as we are concerned. They might be using a plastic bow, I don't know. But there is evidence that that's actually costume armor, so very brittle rings, and you can see that in the following scenes. Have a look.
And the team is very anxious to see how Mail holds up to spear, sword, mace and axe.
Okay,
The spear gets the first lick.
that's pierced it. Now sword. That's pierced it. No difficulty. No difficulty at all. Okay.
The team obviously enjoys their work, as long as they're on the delivery end of the weapons.
Okay. Have a go with the mace. But you've broken the shoulder beneath him, but you haven't actually gone through his mail. No. So that's the use of the mace. Okay. Break the bones beneath it.
Okay, though, right?
Oh my goodness, this is utterly ridiculous. He's even explaining things. My goodness.
All right, let's see what the axe does. Right, so we now know. Mail has its uses.
Mail has its uses. What uses? Slowing you down on the battlefield? If that was the case, if that was real historical mail, the only use you would have wearing that would be to advantage your opponent.
But frankly, if you get in close enough and hit hard enough with the right weapons...
Yes, with the right weapons, meaning all the weapons that you could think of at that time anyways, considering we're talking about early Middle Ages anyways. I wouldn't be surprised if you could actually destroy that mail armor with a lamp.
You don't stand a chance. Of course, the trick is not to let your opponent hit you in the first place. And for that, you need this. The shield.
Enough. I think I've just reached the recommended daily amount of bull, and this could actually get dangerous for my health, psychological and mental health. So what we have understood from this test that we have seen in this video is that mail armor was completely worthless. You could destroy and penetrate with pretty much anything you could get a hold of, and if your opponents hit you with anything, you wouldn't stand a chance. You might as well not wear it, considering that they told us in the video earlier that you could put on a good 30 kilos, 60 pounds, so you might as well not wear it. Just get a shield and try not to get hit. If the person who hits the other person first is the winner, that's the end of the show. That's not if this was the case, let's just use intelligence here. If this was the case, why have our ancestors bothered for centuries, 1,000 years, wearing mail armor? If this was the case, they wouldn't have. The thing is that if we look at, for example, real replicas of mail armor, or actual real mail armor from the British Museum, for example, and other museums, you will see that it is incredibly resistant. It is very difficult to cut through mail armor. It is very difficult to pierce mail armor as well. As a matter of fact, it's difficult to put a needle in between the rings, because they are very closely and tightly interlocked. And most importantly, mail armor would be worn over a gambeson. So even with these tests, having a little bit of brittle costume mail armor hanging over a piece of wood does not give us the idea of the functionality of mail armor. And even if you did not have a gambeson, well, at least clothing, thick clothing, which would provide padding and resistance against, for example, blunt impact, not only. So in conjunction with a Gambison, pretty good against blunt impact, pretty good against piercing because of the thread, and really good against cutting. That's the reality. So when you had two people fighting and the other opponent had mail armor, complete mail oberg, and you had nothing, most likely you would have died. And the person wearing armor, mail armor, would have noticed that it worked, and so they would have tried to get as much mail armor as possible, which is exactly what happened. People who could afford it had mail armor. It was the best thing you could get at the time, and it worked. And if you had been defeated by people who were wearing that, you were trying to cut them and it did not work, then you would try to get yourself mail armor. That is the real historical situation. That is why the Romans used it, and I think the Romans were no stupid. As a matter of fact, when we see lorica segmentata, that is the less common kind of armor that the Romans used. The most common kind of armor that the Romans used for the longest period of time would be hamata, lorica hamata, which is mail armor. So why bother if it didn't work like they showed us? So I hope that this one kind of clarified things. I don't think I want to show any other parts from this video, because I think this already clears things up quite a bit. I wish to thank you for your time. Thank you very much for watching. I know that some people don't take these debunking videos the way they should be taken. Please take them softly, okay? I'm not attacking anyone. Some people called me arrogant. The only thing is that I get mad at these shows because I kind of wish to defend those people who, for example, did not have a chance to read many books about this and have an overall understanding. They are deceived. And that's why I get mad. I get mad because I want to defend people who will be convinced by this mystification. Anyhow, thank you very much for watching, and I appreciate your time. And remember, the Metatron has spread his wings. Goodbye.